I gave my husband my kidney to save his life. And 2 months later, I opened our bedroom door and found him in bed with my sister, on the same bed where my surgical drains were removed last week. I didn't scream. I took everything back with fraud papers, divorce, and a $5 million demand that made them panic. I gave my husband my kidney 2 months ago. Saved his life. Major surgery. 6-week recovery. Still in pain. Last Tuesday, I caught him in bed with my sister. Our bed. The bed where I've been recovering. Where my surgical drains were just removed last week. Where I still can't sleep on my left side because it hurts too much. They didn't hear me open the door. Too busy. I stood there. Watched. Waited for them to notice. When they finally looked up, their faces told me everything. This wasn't the first time. I didn't scream. Didn't cry. Just turned around and left. Packed a bag with one hand because my left side still can't lift anything heavy. 3 weeks later, they both got served. Him for fraud. Her for destroying my marriage. $5 million total. Now they're both panicking. Calling. Begging. Saying I'm crazy. Vindictive. Evil. They're right about one thing. I am vindictive. This is what happens when you betray someone who gave you their organ. Daniel was diagnosed with kidney disease 3 years ago. Polycystic kidney disease. Genetic. His kidneys were dying. We'd been married 7 years. Together for 9. College sweethearts. Good marriage. Strong. Or so I thought. He needed a transplant. The wait list was years. Years he didn't have. So I got tested. Oh, negative. Universal donor. Perfect match. You'll be in pain for months, the doctor said. 6 to 8 weeks minimum recovery. Risk of complications. Infection. Bleeding. Possibly death. I didn't care. He was my husband. The love of my life. Of course I'd save him. My sister Melissa was there when I got the results. She hugged me. Called me brave. He's so lucky to have you, she said. I believed her. Here's what I didn't know then. The affair had already started. 3 months before I even got tested. While he was on dialysis. While I worked overtime to pay for treatments. They were already sleeping together. Surgery day was March 15th. They took my left kidney. Put me under for 6 hours. I woke up in agony. Left side on fire. Felt like I'd been cut open. Because I had been. Daniel's surgery happened simultaneously. My kidney went straight from my body to his. Perfect success. His body accepted it immediately. Everyone cried. Called me a hero. An angel. Melissa sat by my bed. Held my hand. You saved him, she said. I squeezed her hand. Of course I did. He's my husband. She looked away. Now I know why. Recovery was hell. 4 days in the hospital. Couldn't walk. Couldn't sit up. Every breath hurt. Daniel stayed 5 days. Kidney recipients need more monitoring. When we finally went home, I could barely function. Couldn't lift anything. Couldn't bend. Could barely dress myself. Melissa moved into our guest room. Temporarily, she said. Just until you're both better. She cooked. Cleaned. Helped me shower. Drove Daniel to appointments. Perfect sister. Perfect liar. I was sleeping 16 hours a day. Body healing. Exhausted. Daniel was sleeping too. Or so I thought. He wasn't sleeping. He was waiting for me to pass out. So he could sneak into the guest room. With my sister. While I recovered from giving him my organ. 4 weeks post-surgery. I was feeling slightly better. Still weak. Still in pain. But mobile. I decided to surprise Daniel. Make his favorite soup. Show him I was healing. Took me twice as long as usual. Had to keep stopping to rest. Carried it upstairs. Left side still too weak for a full tray. Got to our bedroom. Door closed. Unusual. I balanced the tray. Opened the door. There they were. Daniel. Melissa. In our bed. The bed where I'd been recovering. Where my medical equipment was still set up on the nightstand. They didn't hear me. Too focused on each other. I stood there. Tray in my hands. 30 seconds. Maybe a minute. Long enough for the soup to burn my hand through the tray. I didn't feel it. Melissa looked up. Saw me. Face went white. Oh my God. Sarah. I held up my hand. Trey wobbled. Don't. Daniel scrambled to cover himself. This isn't what it looks like. I started laughing. Not funny laughter. Broken laughter. The tray slipped. Crashed. Soup everywhere. Bowl shattered. I kept laughing. Sarah, Melissa tried. I stopped laughing. Looked at them. I gave you my kidney. My voice was calm. Too calm. 2 months ago. I gave you a piece of my body. It's not what you think. How long? Silence. How long have you been sleeping with my sister? He couldn't meet my eyes. It's complicated. How long, Daniel? 6 months, Melissa whispered. The room tilted. 6 months. 3 months before my surgery. 3 months of lying. Of letting me get tested. Of letting me go through major surgery. All while sleeping with my sister. Gab. Sarah, please. Get out of my house. Now. This is my house too. I looked at him. Really looked. This man I'd loved for 9 years. Married for 7. Given an organ to save. This stranger. Get. Out. They scrambled. Dressed. Melissa grabbed her things. Started crying. I never meant. You never meant to get caught. That's all. It just happened. Nothing just happens. You made choices. Every day. For 6 months. She didn't answer. Just cried harder. Daniel tried again. Sarah. I love you. This was a mistake. You don't get to talk. You don't get to explain. You just leave. We're married. We can work through this. No. There's no working through this. You slept with my sister while I recovered from giving you my organ. There's no coming back. You're upset. Let's calm down. I'm perfectly calm. Leave. Now. They left. Door closed. I sat on the bed. The bed where I just found them. Where my medical supplies were stacked. Looked at my left side. At the scars. Still pink. Still angry. I gave him my kidney. He gave me this. That was my first mistake. Throwing them out calmly. I should have called a lawyer first. I called Rachel. My best friend. Can you come over? What's wrong? I caught Daniel with Melissa. In our bed. While I'm still recovering from giving him my kidney. Silence. I'm on my way. She arrived in 15 minutes. Found me on the bed. Staring at the soup stain. Oh, honey. She sat next to me. I didn't cry. Couldn't cry. What do you need? A lawyer? The best one you know. Okay. I know someone. I want him destroyed. Rachel pulled back. Looked at me. There has to be something, I said. Some legal recourse. I gave him my kidney. There has to be a way to make him pay. Let me make calls. She stepped out. Came back 10 minutes later. Patricia Morgan. Handles medical fraud cases. She wants to meet tomorrow. What about divorce? She has a partner. They work together on cases like this. Good. She said to document everything. Pictures of the bedroom. Medical supplies. Your scars. The soup stain. Don't clean anything up. I looked at the stain. The broken bowl. Evidence of the moment my life shattered. Okay. Rachel left reluctantly. I sat there until dark. Then I got up. Slowly. Painfully. I took pictures of everything. The bedroom. The medical equipment. The soup. The bowl. Then my scars. The surgical sites. The bruising. Evidence of what I'd given him. Evidence of what he'd taken. Here's what I didn't know then. It was about to get worse. Much worse. Next morning, I met Patricia Morgan and David Chen. Patricia was mid-50s. Sharp. No nonsense. David was early 40s. Divorce specialist. They listened to everything. Patricia took notes. David recorded. When I finished, Patricia sat back. This is one of the worst cases I've seen. Can we do anything? Yes. Multiple things. First, divorce. Straightforward. Adultery. David handles that. David nodded. We'll file immediately. Push for everything. What about the kidney? Patricia hesitated. Complicated. Can't force him to give it back. But we can sue for fraud and emotional distress. Explain. He accepted your kidney while having an affair with your sister. If we prove he knew about the affair during donation, we argue fraud. He obtained your organ under false pretenses. I have texts. From Melissa. 2 months before surgery. She accidentally sent me one meant for Daniel. Both lawyers looked up. What did it say? I pulled out my phone. Found the screenshot. Can't wait to see you tonight. Thinking about you constantly. I texted back, wrong person? She responded, OMG, yes, sorry. Meant for my coworker. So embarrassed. I believed her. That's dated 4 months before surgery, Patricia said. That's huge. Evidence the affair predated donation. What does that mean? We argue he accepted your kidney while committing fraud. Allowed you to undergo major surgery with significant health risks while lying about your marriage. A reasonable person wouldn't donate to someone actively cheating. Can we get money? Yes. It's unprecedented, but we'll try. Emotional distress. You have PTSD. Still recovering physically. Medical complications for life. All while discovering betrayal. How much? Patricia and David exchanged glances. We'll start at $5 million. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Fraud. Medical battery by deception. $5 million. It'll settle for less. But we start high. Do it. 3 more hours. Details. Timelines. Strategy. When I left, I had a plan. Destroy them both. 1 week later, Daniel was served. Divorce papers. Plus a $5 million lawsuit. He called immediately. I didn't answer. Lawyers told me not to engage. Voicemail, $5 million? Are you insane? I don't have that. You can't sue for this. You donated voluntarily. I saved it. Send it to Patricia. She laughed. Perfect. He's panicking. Melissa was served the same day. Different lawsuit. Alienation of affection. She called crying. I didn't answer. She texted, please. I can't afford this. I'll lose everything. I'm your sister. I blocked her. 2 weeks later, depositions. Daniel's first. I wasn't allowed to attend. Patricia and David recorded everything. They asked about the affair. When? Where? How often? He minimized. Just a few times. A mistake. How many times is a few? 10? 15? Over how many months? 6 months. Including months before your wife's donation? Pause. Yes. Including weeks after while she recovered? Longer pause. Yes. Did you have relations with Melissa in the marital bed where your wife was recovering? That was only once. Yes or no? Yes. Patricia said he cried during the deposition. Said he never meant to hurt me. That he loved me. That he'd do anything to make it right except give the kidney back. What did you say? I asked. I said there's nothing he can do. He accepted an organ under fraud. Now he pays. Melissa's deposition was worse. She admitted everything. The affair. The timeline. In my house while I slept. Why didn't you stop the donation? I wanted to. I felt horrible. But Daniel said not to. He said she'd find out eventually, but he needed the kidney first. My hands clenched when Patricia told me. He knew. He knew he'd lose me. But he wanted my kidney first. Did you love him? I thought I did. But I think I just liked the thrill. I didn't think about Sarah. You're right, Patricia said. You didn't. 3 months later, settlement offers started. Daniel's lawyer proposed 50-50 split. No fraud payout. Patricia laughed. Send a counteroffer. Your client gives her the house. Cars. 70% of assets. Pays all legal fees. Plus $3 million for emotional distress. Absurd. Or we go to trial. Put him on stand. Let a jury hear how he seduced his wife's sister while she donated a kidney. See how sympathetic they are. Offers kept coming. Meanwhile, Melissa settled. Couldn't afford to fight. $50,000 from her retirement. All she had. Plus a signed statement. Full admission. Timeline. Everything. Public record. Anyone Googling her would find it. Her healthcare career was over. I felt nothing. No satisfaction. Just emptiness. 6 months later, Daniel settled. Not $3 million. $1.2 million. Plus the house. Cars. 75% of retirement. And his kidney. Not literally. He kept the organ. But he signed an agreement: if I ever need a kidney due to complications from being a donor, he gets tested first. If he matches, he donates. No choice. Legal obligation. Can we enforce that? I asked. Yes. Unprecedented, but yes. He accepted your organ under fraud. This is restitution. He might not match. Probably not. You're O negative. He's A positive. But he has to try. Has to live knowing he owes you. It wasn't about the kidney. It was about making sure he never forgot. 1 year later, divorce finalized. I got everything we negotiated. Daniel moved to a small apartment. Doctor's salary barely covered it. The scandal destroyed his reputation. Patients requested different doctors. Colleagues avoided him. He tried transferring hospitals. They Googled him. Found the lawsuit. The settlement. No one wanted the doctor who accepted a kidney under fraud. His career didn't end. But it never recovered. Melissa lost her job. Ethical violations. She moved to a different state. Different name on social media. We never spoke again. 2 years later, my parents tried reconciling us. She's your sister. Can't you forgive her? No. She made a mistake. She slept with my husband while I recovered from giving him my organ. That's not a mistake. That's betrayal. What about family? She stopped being family when she made that choice. My parents chose her. Said I was too harsh. I cut them off too. Some betrayals are too deep. Even for blood. 3 years later, I'm 34 now. 3 years since the kidney donation. 3 years since I found them. I live alone. The house I fought for. The house I won. I work. Have friends. Date occasionally. Therapy weekly. Will probably need it for years. My remaining kidney functions fine. For now. But I live knowing I'm at higher risk. Kidney disease. Hypertension. Complications. All because I gave an organ to someone who didn't deserve it. Daniel still has my kidney. Still works as a doctor. Still lives with what he did. Melissa is in Arizona. New name. New life. Still lives with what she did. My parents are aging. They reach out sometimes. I don't respond. Some doors close forever. Last month, annual donor follow-up. Everything looks good, the nephrologist said. Kidney is compensating well. Long-term risks? Higher than general population. You'll need monitoring for life. But you're doing great. If this kidney fails? He hesitated. Transplant list. 3 to 5 year wait. Unless my ex-husband matches. He read the settlement notes in my file. That's unusual. Never seen anything like this. It's unprecedented. But legally binding. Hopefully you never need it. Hopefully? But I might. Living donors have a 0.5% chance of needing transplant later. Small chance. But real. If it happens, Daniel owes me. Legally. Medically. Morally. He lives with that hanging over him forever. People ask if I regret donating. Yes and no. I regret giving it to him. Would never donate to him again. But I don't regret being the kind of person who would save a life. He took advantage of that. They both did. They saw my love as weakness. My selflessness as opportunity. They were wrong. I took that same strength and destroyed them. 4 years later, I started dating seriously. Met someone. Marcus. Different field. No connection to my past. Third date, he asked about my scar. I have a visible scar on my left side. Can't hide it in certain clothes. Surgery, I said. Kidney donation. Wow. That's incredible. Who'd you donate to? My ex-husband. He paused. Ex? Yeah. Caught him cheating with my sister while I was recovering. His jaw dropped. What? In our bed. 2 months post-surgery. I was still healing. I don't even have words. Most people don't. What did you do? Sued him for fraud. Her for alienation of affection. Took everything in the divorce. Made him sign a contract saying he owes me a kidney if I ever need one. Marcus stared at me. That's the most badass thing I've ever heard. We dated for a year. Ended amicably. Different life goals. But it taught me something. Not everyone would betray me. Not everyone would take advantage. There were good people out there. 5 years later, Melissa reached out. Email. To my work address. Subject, I'm sorry. I almost deleted it. Opened it instead. Sarah, I know you don't want to hear from me. I don't deserve forgiveness. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not a day goes by that I don't regret it. Daniel and I aren't together. We tried. Thought maybe it would justify what we did. But we couldn't. We destroyed everything for nothing. I miss you. I miss my sister. I know I can't have you back. I just needed you to know. I'm sorry. Melissa. I read it 3 times. Felt nothing. Deleted it. Didn't respond. Sorry doesn't give me back my kidney. Sorry doesn't undo betrayal. Sorry doesn't fix what's broken. 6 years later, Daniel remarried. Someone new. Someone who didn't know about the lawsuit until after the engagement. She Googled him then. Found everything. The fraud. The settlement. The admission. She almost called it off. He convinced her it was all my vindictiveness. That I was crazy. That he was the victim. She married him anyway. I heard through mutual acquaintances she regrets it now. He's still the same person. Still a cheater. Just with my kidney keeping him alive. 7 years later, I got remarried to Marcus. We've reconnected. Tried again. It worked. Small wedding. Close friends only. No family. They weren't invited. My parents heard about it third hand. Called to congratulate me. I didn't answer. Some bridges stay burned. 8 years later, health scare. Routine checkup showed elevated creatinine levels. My remaining kidney wasn't functioning as well. Not failing, but declining. We'll monitor closely, the nephrologist said. Could be nothing. Could be early stage kidney disease. And if it gets worse? Transplant list. Or Daniel. He checked my file again. The settlement notes. Right. He's legally obligated to test if you need a transplant. Would he actually do it? He'd have to. It's a legal contract. If he refuses, he's in breach. You can sue again. The irony wasn't lost on me. I gave him my kidney to save his life. Now he might have to give me his to save mine. Fair trade. 9 years later, the kidney disease stabilized. Not worse. Not better. Just there. I live with it. Monitor it. Take medications. Manage my diet. Stay hydrated. Avoid certain drugs. All consequences of saving someone who didn't deserve saving. But I'm alive. Healthy enough. Functional. Daniel lives with his consequences too. Failed second marriage. Ruined reputation. Legal obligation hanging over him. Melissa lives with hers. Lost career. Lost family. Lost sister. My parents live with theirs. Aging without half their children. We all made choices. We all live with them. 10 years later, I'm 37 now. 10 years since I gave Daniel my kidney. 10 years since everything fell apart. I live in a nice house with Marcus. We have a dog. Talking about kids. I work. I'm successful. I'm happy. Most days. Some days I look at my scar and remember. Remember the pain. The betrayal. The lawsuit. The revenge. Remember that I gave someone a piece of my body and they gave me nothing but lies. But I also remember that I fought back. That I didn't let them destroy me. That I took my pain and turned it into power. That I made them pay for what they did. And I'd do it again. Every single part. Except the donation. If I could go back, I'd never give him that kidney. I'd let him wait on the transplant list like everyone else. But everything after? The lawsuits. The revenge. The settlements. I'd do exactly the same. Daniel is 40 now. Still has my kidney. Still works as a doctor, though not at the prestigious hospital he used to work at. He's on his 3rd marriage. This one might last. Might not. He lives knowing he owes me. That if my kidney fails, he has to step up. That debt hangs over him every day. Melissa is 35. Still in Arizona. Different career. Healthcare was close to her after the ethical violations. She reached out again last year. Different email. I blocked it without reading. Some people don't get second chances. My parents are in their 60s. Health declining. They asked Jason to ask me to call? I don't. They made their choice when they sided with Melissa. They get to live with it. Last week, Marcus asked me something. Do you ever regret how hard you went after them? The lawsuits. The settlements. All of it? I thought about it. Really thought. No, I said. Not even a little. Not even the part where you cut off your whole family? They cut themselves off when they took her side. I just made it permanent. But doesn't it hurt? Not having parents? Not having a sister? It hurt more when they betrayed me. When they expected me to just forgive and move on. This hurts less. He nodded. Kissed my forehead. For what it's worth, I think you're incredibly strong. I didn't feel strong then. I just felt angry. Sometimes anger is strength. Sometimes it's the only thing that keeps you standing. He was right. My anger saved me. My refusal to be a victim saved me. My willingness to destroy them saved me. I'm 37 years old. I donated a kidney to my husband. He cheated on me with my sister while I recovered. I didn't scream. Didn't beg. Didn't forgive. I hired the best lawyers money could buy. I sued him for fraud. $5 million. I sued her for destroying my marriage. I took the house. The cars. Most of the money. I made him sign a contract. If I ever need a kidney, he owes me his. I destroyed both their reputations. I cut off my family for taking their side. I built a new life. Found new love. Created new happiness. Do I regret it? No. Not for 1 second. Would I do it differently? I wouldn't donate the kidney. But everything else? Exactly the same. Because some betrayals don't deserve forgiveness. Some people don't deserve the pieces of yourself you give them. And some revenge is not only justified, it's necessary. You can't donate an organ to someone and expect loyalty. But when they betray you anyway, you can make sure they regret it for the rest of their lives. Legally. Publicly. Permanently. That's not vindictive. That's justice.